Good afternoon. For those that don't know me, my name is Matt Kasparis. I'm the Director of Parks and Recreation here with the town of Merrimack. The town's annual voting day is coming up on Tuesday, April 12th, and this year the Parks and Recreation Department is proposing Article 9 to residents to establish a recreation revolving fund. I wanted to take a few minutes today to describe what this fund is and what some of the benefits are that it can provide to Merrimack residents. For those that might not be familiar with how the town budget process works, let me quickly provide you with an overview on the process from the Parks and Recreation Department's perspective. In our current system, the Parks and Recreation Department prepares a budget to present to the town that tries to estimate the anticipated recreation needs of the community up to 18 months in advance. Once that budget is approved to the voters, these are the only programs that we can offer during that year. Currently, all taxpayers provide the Parks and Recreation Department with the funding for the various recreation programs that we run, which includes Natticook Day Camp, tennis and swimming lessons, and special events such as Summer Concert Series, the movie nights, Halloween party, Winter Carnival, and the annual Easter egg hunt. When those programs run, we pay expenses for those programs from a specific line item in the budget. When registration money comes in for those activities, that money is returned to the town's general fund and essentially reimburses taxpayers for the money that they provided to us up front. The difficulty in this current system is that we do not have the flexibility to adapt to kind of changing community needs. As I said, we have to plan it 18 months in advance and try to guesstimate what those needs might be. For example, in summer of 2015, Natticook Day Camp ended the second week of August, and there was a 3.5-week gap until school began. We had parents and families looking for activities for their children during that time frame, and while we had staff available and while we had facilities available, we weren't able to provide an additional program because we didn't have a line item in the budget available to pay for those such programs. Obviously, we don't know 18 months in advance what those school dates, school starting and ending dates might be. We also continue to receive requests from residents for after-school enrichment programs, as well as more programs for adults, including health and wellness, stand-up paddleboarding, sailing, adult sports programs such as basketball, soccer, pickleball, disc golf, and others. In order for us to provide additional programs to the community, we either have to ask taxpayers for more money each year, again, trying to guesstimate what those needs might be 12 to 18 months in advance, and then get the taxpayers to provide that increased amount in our budget each year, or we can establish a recreation revolving fund, which is the goal. And we prefer to save taxpayers money by establishing this recreation revolving fund. What the Recreation Revolving Fund does is it allows Parks and Recreation to self-fund all recreation programs through program user fees from the participants in those programs, instead of asking taxpayers to front the money to us first and then getting reimbursed for it later. Revolving funds can only be used for direct and indirect costs associated with the programs that we want to offer, and it can't be taken away by the town to be used for some non-recreation program purpose. The revolving fund is not a slush fund that would allow us to go out and buy whatever we want. Again, programs have to be directly related to the programs that we're trying to offer. A revolving fund does not give the Parks and Recreation Department a separate checkbook. The town treasurer still has custody of all program registration money, and all the invoices still go through the same checks and balances that they currently do. All new recreation programs that we want to offer in the future would still be reviewed by the Parks and Recreation Committee and then ultimately by the Town Council to ensure that programs are able to be self-supporting, and as well as to serve a need in the community. And this is the same process that we currently go through right now, so that doesn't change. The revolving fund provides us with greater flexibility to provide more recreation, social, and educational opportunities for all residents and all ages, and be more responsive to changing community needs. Right now, our programs are largely focused on school-age children and families, but we are looking to expand upon not only that age group, but also the ability to provide programs for young children, adults, and seniors. Passing this article has no impact on the town of Merrimack's tax rate, and ultimately the Parks and Recreation Department's budget would decrease since taxpayers would not be providing the funding up front for any of the programs that we want to provide. Since all programs would be self-funded through user fees, establishing a revolving fund is a win-win both for the Parks and Recreation Department and for taxpayers. We were able to provide additional recreational programs, and as taxpayers, you're not providing that funding. If you have any additional questions or would like to know more about some of the types of programs that we are planning on offering in the future, please feel free to reach out to me and contact me at the Parks and Recreation Department at 882-1046. You can also visit our website, which has additional information at www.merrimackparksandrec.org for additional details. Thank you for your time today.